the rep. Up. It's the Mall on the rep. Up. Ah. Ba, 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 ba. Happy Thursday, everyone. This week is flying by. It's been a busy week for commish here, but today everything slows down to a nice New Jersey traffic jam style stop as, end of the week's not as busy usually for trainers. It depends, but usually not. Usually people lose motivation. Beginning of the week, everyone wants to work out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everyone's got their motivation. Thursday and Friday, they've already given up and their pizza delivery's less than 10 minutes away. No spam. Get out of here. Always when I do the morning wrap up. Anyway, so I'm watching, I get up, I did have a couple sessions this morning, and then I turn on the TV, I'm drinking my coffee, and I made the mistake of turning on ESPN. They're sitting there on both ESPN Uno and Dos. I did not check the Ocho, because I don't know what channel it is, but they're breaking down a play that happened in training camp for the New York Jets. Nothing crazy happened. No one got injured. There were no fights. It was simply that one of their offensive linemen, Mekhi Becton, got beat on a play. And they're trying to break down whether or not Mekhi Becton is going to be a good offensive left tackle this year. By the way, he got beat on a play in training camp that you wouldn't even have had cameras at 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and now we're sitting there dicing. And when I mean they're breaking it down, just like showing the play, then skips right back. It's like, what was that big, not TikTok, the other one back in the day that just, would loop around. I forget the name of it. Boomerangs. Was it Boomerangs? It was Boomerangs? Yeah. Like a boomerang, just over and over and over and over again as they overanalyze everything. And ESPN is ruining sports. They're the reason the Women's World Cup team lost. I'm convinced of it because they had to put out those stupid, over-cocky commercials. And I know I blame the women for this too. Not for nothing. I mean, they didn't have to co-sign it. They didn't have to be in the commercial, though I guess if ESPN tells you to, you do. Who's going to beat us? The world can't beat us. Well, everyone in the fucking world beats you except Vietnam. Literally everyone in the world beats you except Vietnam. I mean, that's why you don't put out commercials like that. That's why you don't poke the bear. But I forgive the women for doing that. You know why? As much as I rake on, not women's sports, because I watch WNBA sometimes. I watch the Women's World Cup team. I rake on this whole they should get paid as much as the men thing, because quite frankly, it's stupid. Because the men bring in money and the women don't. They should get the same percentage of revenue. That would be equality. Not getting paid what the men get. But I'm watching an episode of this show on HBO Max last night. It's called People Investigates. I think I've talked about it before on the morning wrap-ups. Okay, and every episode is breaking down a story they did. It always ends in murder. Someone got murdered. Someone's missing, and then they wind up dead. And how did they get there? Who killed them? Etc. So I'm watching this episode. I'm really annoyed by this fucking... I should have put my bun up, but that's what I get for being lazy before doing this. Oh, I look Eastern European, and I hate it. Especially with the tie-dye hat on. Anyway. There we go. Wear it like that now. So this poor girl breaks down on the side of the road in the early 90s. She's on her way to college. She breaks down on the side of the road. And she disappears. No one sees her since then. Her car remains. She ends up found dead about a month later. They don't know who killed her. And as they break down this episode, they find out a guy stopped to try and help her. Well, that guy was convicted of several sexual assaults for doing the same thing. Pulling over, helping women, picking up hitchhikers, etc. and then sexually assaulting him. Gotta be him, right? Wrong. Nope. Wrong. Nope. He was scared off by a trucker who stopped to help her. And so he took off. So it couldn't have been him. But as it turns out, the truck driver also had a history of stopping to help young women who were broke down on the side of the road, and then luring them in his truck, saying he'll take them to the gas station, wherever, and then he'd kill them. So it's gotta be him, right? Wrong again! Wrong again! Turned out she wouldn't get in the car with him. He took off. Then there's another truck driver they find that's been dumping bodies of young women off Route 80. It was Route 80, of course, in the Midwest somewhere. So it's got to be him. He's doing it the same way in the same area where her body was found. It's got to be him. No. Apparently there's a couple different truck drivers just dumping bodies of young women that they lure into their car on the side of the road, but neither of them are the ones who killed her. Bringing me to my grand point here. I don't like the way that hat looked. Great, like that. Bringing me to my grand point. That it must suck to be a fucking woman, man. No guy is just there to be a nice guy and to help. They're either creepos, sexual deviants who are trying to do something, or serial killers. Women got it bad, man. They do. I mean, they do. They're dealing with us caveman, barbaric, Neanderthal, devious, disgusting asses that we are. Maybe just give them whatever the fuck they want at this point. And I don't mean that to sound like, like an apology letter, but you know what? If a woman can deal with every guy in the world either trying to take her to bed or dump her on the fucking side of her room, and she can still, hit free throws during a game, maybe she does deserve as much as LeBron James. God, so many of these, it's like, Jesus Christ. Guys are animals. And the worst part is they don't all have these disgusting ragtail ponytails that they put together in the back to let you know, like, I shouldn't trust this guy. Some of them look like really nice guys. They don't even, if they all came out of their truck speaking like Eddie Vedder, singing a Pearl Jam song, then you'd know. You'd be like, this guy's on something. I don't trust him. Sorry, I had to do that because of the What the Fuck Wednesday yesterday. Which, if you didn't see, someone commented about Eddie Vedder, and I went on a rant about Eddie Vedder, trying to understand what the fuck Eddie Vedder's saying. Anyway, or the Beastie Boys. Coffee and cream, that's my thing. I like women with nice rings. Great. How iconic, Beastie Boys. Nah. If every guy talked like that, you would know, stay away, but they don't. The one thing guys can do is act like real gentlemen till they prove they're not. And that's why women deserve more. And so does the announcer for the Baltimore Orioles, and that is a true story for those that didn't see. And that's why super wealthy people shouldn't just hand down all their wealth to their kids. That's why people want to eat the rich. Because then you get an owner of a baseball team who acts like a Nazi and says, how dare you bring up a statistic that doesn't favor our team? You're suspended from your job. You look up the story. I'm not getting into it. That's why people say eat the rich. Because too many super wealthy people just hand shit down to their sons or daughters or whoever who have been pampered their whole life and taught they're better than everyone else. And they have no business actually owning anything, but they think they own people and own the world, and they act like that. And Sammy Sosa, get your act together, because your skin complexion shouldn't be the same as mine. It should be more like Jalen Brunson's, but you're looking like me because you hate yourself, and that's fucked up. hate yourself because you're a guy, not because you're Sammy Sosa. This is SDS. I covered a lot there.